Alright, welcome back. In one of my older videos I once mentioned that, in life, the most important part, of course, is to focus ourselves mentally on where we want to go, on what we want to achieve, what we want to manifest for ourselves and the world at large. Now the issue that we all face at times is that we have a sort of lack of focus in our lives. I mean, a lot of times people are having a certain issue with how can I stay focused on what I want? How can I keep my mind focused on where I want to go? Because there's so much stuff going on in my world, so much distraction, so much stuff that might lead me astray. How can I just stay focused in such a chaotic world at first glance? Well, I also mentioned in one of my videos that the difference between people is not so much in what they're achieving, but in how they're using their time. Because a lot of times we're achieving very similar results in our lives. Our goals can be very similar. But you see, the thing that we're forgetting about is that it's what we do with the time that we have that is ultimately going to determine the sort of life that we're living. Now let that sink in. It's what you and I do with our time that's going to determine what sort of life we'll be living. So how are we using our time? Well, here's the thing. There's a simple technique that I want to talk about to this video that can make a huge difference in your world, at least it does for me, and I know for other people out there. And it's simply the following. I have a piece of paper here. It's not really, well, it's kind of folded and stuff. It's not a nice, slick piece of paper, but there's stuff on here, and you can't even really see it, but I'll explain it. In the middle of this piece of paper, I put a large circle. In that large circle, I explain my main purpose in life. What I did was, above this large circle, I put two words, main purpose. Inside the large circle in the middle of this piece of paper, I wrote my main purpose. Now I mentioned this in an earlier video, but I don't mind sharing it with you again. I decided that my main purpose for my life is to inspire and help, to entertain and to create. So those are the words I put in that large circle. That's my main purpose. This is why it's important for you to figure out what your main purpose is. Something that you feel like, this is what I would want to spend the rest of my days on. I wouldn't mind working on these ideas. I wouldn't mind working in this direction for the rest of my life. Because once you figure it out, well, then the next step happens. What I did was I put multiple lines going out of this large circle, and in those lines, or at the end of those lines, I put a couple words. I basically put activities there that will fuel that main purpose. So for me, this is how I can stay focused in my life on what I want to go, on what I want to do, and where I want to go. Now this is a visual representation for me personally that makes it easier to stay on purpose, to stay focused on where I want to go with my life. So if you have not created such a little thing for yourself, it sounds simple. It is simple. It's not difficult at all. If you have never tried this technique, then I suggest you do that right now. Because again, the only thing you will have to do from that moment on every single day is to just look at that, look at what you wrote down as your main purpose, as the activities that fuel that purpose, and you know that you simply have to focus on these activities day in, day out. And that's how you keep growing towards the realization of bigger and bigger dreams, bigger and bigger aspects of your own purpose in life. You see, you want to mentally focus on where you want to go, but there are ways that we can make this easier by simply using our actual senses to our benefit. That's what we're doing here. So what I suggest you do is, again, take a piece of paper, take a pencil, just do it. Don't be reluctant about this, just trust me on this. Take a piece of paper, and what I'll do is I'll just create a visual image right now on the screen. You can see it now. There's nothing in there, but this is what it would look like on my piece of paper that I have over there on my desk. And that is what I suggest you draw out on a piece of paper for yourself. Again, the large circle will contain your main purpose, the description of what you feel like your purpose in life should be, what you really want to dedicate your time to in life, where you really want to go in life. It doesn't matter, actually, now that I say this, it doesn't have to be this based on a main purpose. You could also put a goal in there. The most important goal, whether it's a financial goal for you, maybe you want to be a millionaire. Well, put in the large circle how much millions you want to have. So if you're a multi-millionaire, you can put in there, I have what, $50 million in my bank account. I know it might sound shocking to you if you never earned $1 million, but you could put it in that large circle, and what you do next is simply draw a couple lines out of that, as you can see in the picture, and you put activities there. You simply put activities that you feel inspired to do. Now this is the issue, most people don't want to do that. So if they think about earning $1 million, they're stuck because they don't know how to do it, so they never set the goal. But what we're trying to do here is invoke our own creative mind, our own imagination, to help us figure out the way to get there. Because the more you look at that picture that you've created for yourself, that drawing, the more it starts to compel your mind to build ways, to figure out ways on how to actually do it. That's the beautiful part about it. The issue is most people never start. It's like one saying I've heard, the start is where most people stop. You don't want to do that any longer. So now that you've seen the picture, that's what you want to draw out for yourself on a piece of paper, and then you'll discover that you have something to focus your mind on specifically. Now, how does this benefit me? Well, again, what it does for me is it helps me on a daily basis to think along the lines of what, in my case, my main purpose is in life. So it keeps my mind occupied and working and figuring out new and better ways on how I can keep executing my main purpose throughout my days. Because if I don't have that clear, then what am I going to do on a daily basis? You know, most people are totally lost. They don't know what they're going to do on a daily basis. But through this technique, through this method, you'll be able to figure that out. You'll be able to have a guideline, an actual visual representation of where you want to go with your life. And that's the issue, right? Right there, that is one of the issues people have, is that once they figure out what they want, you know, it's up to us to stay focused on what we want. And there's going to be a lot of stuff in your world that's going to distract you. Like, people want your attention, your boss, your job, your family, your children, bills that need to be paid, maybe you are in debt, whatever, and that's all going to take some sort of attention away from your main purpose, from where you want to really go with your life. So in the case of a person in debt, they would have to set a goal of being wealthy. Now again, use the technique I just described and build that picture of wealth for yourself. How much money would you want to have? If it is a relationship goal you have, you know, this is very interesting. If it's a relationship goal that you have, if you want to improve your love life, you can take that large circle again, and you say in that large circle, my ideal partner. You put that there. Then you draw lines out of that circle, and you write down the qualities of what you feel your ideal partner would be like. And then you have something to focus your consciousness upon. And what you're going to discover is that people that are in harmony with that picture you created will become attracted to you. And everybody that is not in harmony is automatically repulsed. Might sound a little weird at first, but this is how you avoid ending up constantly in bad relationships, because that's also another issue people have. They find it, of course, very important to have a good love life, but then they stumble upon the wrong person constantly. Again, if they would make up their minds to build a perfect picture of a perfect relationship the way they would want it, well, then they have an image in the mind. Then they have something the universe can respond to, because again, your mind is a magnet. So once you hold it in your mind, the universe can then respond, and you'll start to attract different kinds of people in your world simply because you're in harmony with those ideal qualities that you wrote down, because that's where you want to go with your love life. With a health goal, it's the same. If you want to lose weight, you can just write down there, my ideal weight. You write down the amount of weight you think is ideal for yourself, and then again, you draw out lines and you put activities there that can help you create and achieve that ideal weight. And then on a daily basis, you keep looking at that picture you drew on a piece of paper, so your mind stays focused. So every day you wake up, you want to look at it instantly, you know, okay, this is where I want to go right now with my life. These are the activities that I need to be involved in. Let's go, let's do it. And that's how you keep your mind focused and on track. So this was a little short video, a little different version compared to the previous ones, but I figured this technique should be shared with people anyway through this channel. So I hope it helps you out, and as always, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.